Morning. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, December 6th. It is today. And the reason that I know my date today is because it's my dad's birthday. So if you're watching, Dad, happy birthday. I know I haven't talked to you yet, but I will see you for dinner tonight. I still don't know what we're having for dinner, but I will see you for dinner. And it will be good, I'm sure. I don't know. I haven't totally decided. I have a few ideas, but once I'm done with this class, then I will make the decision. So, anyway, happy birthday to my dad. So I hope you guys are all well. And gosh, I cannot really even believe it's December 6th. I feel like we may have still been, I don't know, I feel like Christmas in July. We just had Christmas in July. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that we're at December 6th already. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm sure your house is just as crazy as my house. I'm looking forward to a little bit of downtime soon. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Gail. That's so sweet. Oh, good morning, Scott. You had time and connection. Good morning. Yeah, things are crazy around here. I'm telling you, lots on the go for the business, for sure. I've always got lots of things on the go. And then, of course, just the December things. I'm super fortunate that Emma is coming home. And we just got word that Scott got his tickets for coming home for Christmas. So fingers crossed. The only thing, I don't even want to say it, the only thing that would prevent it is if something happened with the country or the airlines or whatever. But he has tickets and he should be home for Christmas. So, oh, that's amazing, Michelle. Yeah, that's awesome. Happy birthday to your son. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oh my gosh, Tanya, you got your creative kits delivered today. That's amazing. That's awesome that they're delivering on the weekends. So cool. So it is like Christmas today for sure. Yeah, thank you so much for your order. I'm glad that you got it. So, so anyway, I'm just trying to get some things done before, so anyway, very interestingly, I booked Emma's ticket home like in September. I just picked a day kind of after her university exams and I picked a day. Turns out it's the same day that Scott's going to be getting home. So they're both getting home that evening on the 16th. So knock on wood, I hope everything just goes as planned. And I'm really excited. So good morning. Hey, Mark. Hey, Shauna. Hey, Kim. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. So I've got some things to talk about. So, if you've been watching the social media, I've definitely been making some posts up there. I put up a question box on my Instagram the other day and I got a couple of really great questions. So I answered those. Those were regarding things like the blog, cut files that we've been talking about. They're so close to being ready and on the site for you to purchase. It is my number one goal this week is cut files. So they're designed, they're created, I have them, and now is just kind of putting all the pieces together and getting them up in the shopping cart on my website for you so that you can download them at home and cut away until your heart's content. So so the first batch is ready and then we're working on the second batch that I'm hopefully going to have out the following week. So these ones I hope will be up by the end of this week, which I'm really hopeful, and they should be. It's all on me now. Everybody else has done their jobs. Summer has done an amazing job designing them. So everybody has done their job. The rest is on me now. I just have to do a couple more things on the website to get them loaded for you. So that's coming up. And what else? I made a note and let you know that the last day that I'm going to ship before Christmas is going to be December 15th. So any orders that you want for Christmas gifts, or if you want anything for projects before Christmas, we're just going to have to hope that things that are shipped on the 15th come to you before Christmas. I ship expedited with tracking. So I know that we've talked lots about shipping costs. I don't have any control over the shipping costs. Obviously, you guys know that. The only way it would be less expensive for you, is if I did not ship it with tracking or expedited. So they would just ship regular parcel post. And this time of year, you guys, that could be 2 weeks. I mean, who knows? But the problem with that is that I can't track it. So if your package gets lost, I can't track that for you. So we are going to be offering in the new year that as a shipping option. But I am going to suggest, because it is less expensive, it's not much, it's a few dollars less. But the problem is that that's at your risk. So once it leaves here and I've shipped it, and I hope you'd get it, but sometimes things get lost and there's nothing I can do about that. And that would just be, unfortunately, kind of a risk that you would be having to willingly have to take for the difference in shipping. So my point with all of that was I do ship expedited. I do ship with tracking. So the 15th is the last day for orders to come in. So I'm going to ship everything on the 16th. And they should come to you. You should get them by then. Good morning. Hi, everyone. Hi, Andy, Carla, Anna, Heather, Linda. Good morning. So that's it with shipping. And then what else? My lives. So next Sunday is going to be my last live before Christmas. So, and it's going to be a double. It's going to be another double. I'm going to do 2 doubles in a row. I know all my double lovers, you guys were so excited when I posted this double. Yeah, me too, Lindsay. Tracking is the way. I would rather spend an extra $5 or $6 personally to know that I can track it. So anyway, just some options for you. But yeah, so my lives. So next Sunday, last Sunday live before Christmas, I am going to be taking a few weeks off. I'm going to be taking a few weeks off of these kinds of projects. I'm still going to be working, but I want to use that time to do a couple of things. Obviously, I'm really excited to spend this time with my family. It's going to be the first time that our family has been together at Christmas in a few years. So I'm really excited to spend this time with them. But also I need to play some catch up in the studio. So I have lots of things obviously coming up for the new year, and I'm just going to do some catch up. So last Sunday live is going to be next Sunday. So a week today, and it will be another double. Okay. So 2 doubles, 2 weeks in a row. Merry Christmas to you from me. That is my Christmas gift to you, is another double. Okay, so I'll see you this Wednesday, next Sunday, and then I am going to pop in a couple of times. I will be doing a few lives, so make sure that your notifications are turned on. So you just go to the Facebook page and check and click on notifications so that whenever I go live, it's going to give you that notification so that you can join me live. So I am going to go live a couple of times, but it's not going to be like this. I'm not going to be sending you out information and supply sheets and things like that. Okay, so I will go live a few times over the holidays because I've got some things I'm going to want to share with you, but not for projects like this. Okay, so, and then my next Sunday live, I actually didn't even look at the calendar. Anybody have a calendar in front of you? What is the first Sunday in January? Tell me what the first Sunday in January is, because I don't have that in front of me. Yes, double, perfect Christmas. Amy, you always turn them into doubles. Yeah, good for you. You know what? Lots of you are double girls, but I always like to do a lot of singles because 1, yes, you can turn them into doubles, but also 2, lots of times you don't have photos for a double. Lots of times you just need a single with a handful of photos on it. So, but good for you. I have lots of ladies that do the doubles. All the singles get turned into doubles. I love that. So make sure you're always posting them. Post them in the Facebook group, you guys, because everybody can see what you've done. The 3rd, January 3rd. Okay, so January 3rd will be my first live of 2020. So, and maybe I'll do a double. Who knows? Maybe I'll start the year off with a double. We'll see how I'm feeling over the holidays. Oh, good morning, Sharon. Hi. Okay, so those are the dates. So next Sunday is my last live layout class of 2020. And then January 3rd will be my first live layout class of 2021. Okay, awesome. Perfect. Okay, so a couple more things and then we're going to get going because this is a double. We got to get scrap. Okay. So Trina and I put together a couple more printables for you. 2021. Is that what I said? First layout of 2021? Yeah. So next Sunday is the last of 2020, January 3rd, first live of 2021. Okay, so these printables. So Trina and I had so much fun. We made you a couple of art pieces that you can print off at home. Oh, good morning, Chris. No, one kid will be home on the 3rd, Amy. The other one will not be. So these printables, these art pieces. So you guys know, like I've talked lots about, I change things out in the frames, things like that throughout the house. I have tons of frames throughout the house. So we made you 2 art pieces. This one, can you see that? I framed that for you. So fa la 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 la. And it's in 5 different colors. We start nice and bold and big, and then we kind of go down in size. So this one, so they're both on the 8.5 by 11 papers. You can just download them, print them out, and put them in a frame. Okay, so that one's that. And then the other one that we did, I've got them in 2 of my favorite frames, is a ho ho ho. So 3 colors, 5 lines, fits perfectly in an 8.5 by 11 frame. So these 2 printables. Oh, bye Scott, love you. Hey Rebecca. So these 2, you guys, these are going to be on the site. Literally, it's the first thing I'm doing when we log off. I just didn't have time this morning. I tried. Oh, where am I? There. Can you see those? There. So these 2 art prints for your home so that you can just print them out. Obviously, in the description, I always tell you how I like to print them out to get kind of the most crisp print. So these I do on a smooth white cardstock. So they'll be on right as soon as I'm done, and they are free for you until the end of tomorrow. So they're free until the end of tomorrow. So if you want these for your home, download them, go through the website, download them, and you can have them free until the end of tomorrow night, and then they go up on sale. It's only $1. It's not like they suddenly go on sale for like $20. But you're gonna have them free till tomorrow. Okay, so free till tomorrow night. At like whatever, midnight PST, however that works. So they'll be free till the end of day tomorrow. And then on Tuesday morning, you'll have to buy them. So here's the other thing that's cool. So if you print them just as we've made them, that's how they come out in an 8 by 10 frame. Perfect. But if you are handy with your printer and you want to change the sizing, I just dropped the sizing and look, I made cards. Can you see those? So I made this cutie little fa la la slimline. So this is just like 3 by 6. I dropped it down, matted it. And then this one, I cut down to a little 3 by 3 in this cute little 4 by 4 card. So cute, right? So you can do a couple different things. So print them as the size that they come when you download them. Or you can go ahead and drop the size on your printing and you can make some really quick cards, like really quick. These cards literally took me like 5 minutes. So that is for you, okay? Those are there. Okay, let's get scrapbooking. Who wants to get scrapbooking? Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. So here is our double. You don't see it kind of fully. I'm just going to move my glasses here. Here, I think. I didn't raise my camera enough, you guys. That's okay. We're working on 1 page at a time anyway. This was another COVID layout that I did. So you can, of course, do it whatever you want. The one I'm making with you today is actually Christmas. So you can see there and all the way across there. Week 1 was hard. Week 1 was hard for us. So a lot of emotions. So the photos that I put on here were my whiteboards. Some of you follow my personal social media, and I did whiteboards every day. I felt like I was trying to have some routine for the kids, and it was super emotional for both of the kids. Obviously, I mean, everybody, a lot of things were lost and changed when all of that happened. So I'm trying to get this straight for you is what I'm doing. That's why I'm moving it. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Yeah, so I just felt it was super important to document this. I wrote the story in here about how I felt about what I was seeing from both the kids here. This one was just a little bit of a snippet about Emma having to come home from a trip that she was not supposed to come home for like 5 more months. So I wrote a little snippet about that. And I just thought it was really great to make sure that I got some of these whiteboards in. So I even have them. And what I was doing for those weeks was I was writing them, and I wrote the date, which I'm really, really glad that I did that on the whiteboards. So I wrote, so March 25th, 2000, Wednesday, what for Alex, what for Emma, and what for me. And then I wrote weather, and I wrote our food for the day, because I was just trying to find kind of anything to give them some normalcy in what was just a really emotional time. There were a lot of tears that first week. And yeah, so I'm really glad that I did keep that. And I'm really glad that I did a full double page just on week 1. So I put 4 whiteboards in. I didn't put all 7 in. They were basically the same every day. I tried to change up the food. This day, it was really actually funny when I printed this. I printed them in black and white, just because, again, there was a lot of color in a lot of these photos, and I don't mind. I like that they're the black and white. I just think it kind of grounds the page. But this was really funny, actually, because I wrote right on this. I had found colored whiteboard markers that week, and so it prints out really, really light because they were in a whole bunch of different colors. And I actually wrote on here, it says, "How about the colored markers I found?" And then I wrote a little quote for them that day. I started writing quotes every day on the board, and I actually kept that whiteboard up for well over a month, daily, well over a month, and which I will make a note of as well. But anyway, I just thought it was really important just to kind of share that first week and get it in. And this bigger photo, this is actually really funny. I don't know if you guys can see what that mug says. I don't know, can you see that? I'm not going to say it because I think that's rude, especially on a Sunday, but it is my favorite mug. So if you can see that, it is pretty funny. And this was just really important for me. I woke up every morning and I had my tea. I was trying so hard to keep us all healthy. That is my dish of vitamins. We all had a dish of vitamins every day. We still do take a lot, but we don't take that many. Anyway, my shake, my water, my tea, I was doing everything I could to try to keep us healthy in that beginning part. Obviously, now as well, but especially because everything was so unknown. So anyway, just if you are still documenting your time through COVID this year, those are just some things that I thought it was really important that I had on my page. So anyway, 2 12 by 12 cardstock bases is where you're going to start, and I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to pull out my Christmas, because the one I'm making today is going to be the Christmas. Oh, thanks, ladies. Thank you. I'm glad you love it. Okay, so here's all my pieces. I didn't do any pre-sanding, which I said I was always going to do for you guys, but I didn't this time. So anyway, I'm just going to grab some adhesives here and my sanding block. So I'm using some dotted Swiss for my base. And these are I'm going to use some red for my for my photo mats. So I've got 2 white cardstock base. I'm just going to start with one side just so you see, because the beginning part is the same on both pages. So the first piece that you're going to cut is going to go right across the top of your base, and it's a 3.5 by 12. Okay, 3.5 by 12. So 3.5 by 12 is going to go right at the top. Okay, the next piece you're going to put down is a 1 by 12, and I did just slightly overlap the bottom of this 3.5 by 12. Oops, got hair hanging all over. So I slightly overlapped the bottom of that, and then the next one, I cut this strip to 1 1/4, but I'm going to border punch this so it's going to be smaller. So it's really going to depend for you what you decide you want to do as far as width. I wouldn't leave it at 1 1/4, so if you aren't going to border punch or you're not going to do anything to it, I would probably make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so maybe I don't know what my final is about 1 inch, so maybe just only make it 1 inch. But I also overlapped the bottom of this. This one is going to be raised. Okay, so flat 3.5 by 12, flat 1 by 12, overlapping maybe about 1/4 inch, and then this one 1 1/4 if you're going to border punch, and then this one's going to be raised, and it is going to slightly overlap. So you'll see on this one here, I went flat, flat, and then I raised this one with the border punch, and I did slightly overlap the bottom there. Okay, and that's just going to depend how much space you have left over at the bottom of your page once we do our little pennants. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to get these pieces together, and you guys can start cutting and pasting and all of the things. So I'm sorry, I'm going to try to not shake the camera. Like I said, I should have done this before. And also, I should have done it before when I was literally in pajamas, because I'm now in a nice black sweater, and I feel like as soon as I sit back down and turn the camera on me, it's going to look like it snowed all over me with my pieces of paper and dust all over. Whatever. It's not a huge deal. Just looks like I got into my crafting, right? So, how's everybody doing with the shopping? I know we talked about this a little bit the other day. I am pretty much done. I'm pretty organized, and I was feeling a little like I was kind of missing a few things the other day. So anyway, I took everything out yesterday. I got the beds are all changed into their Christmas bedding. I've collected over the years some really great Christmas bedding. We all have flannel sheets. They're all different Christmas patterns, but we all have flannel sheets, and we have the kids have these beautiful flannel duvet covers, Christmas duvet covers that I had made for them actually. And then this year I bought, just those quilts. They're just like an overlay. You can kind of lay them at the end of your bed. I bought all of us, they're red and white checked. I'm actually going to take some pictures of the beds this week, and maybe I'll post them because I wanted them for my December album, but maybe I'll post them and show you. But anyway, they're really, really cute. So I got Emma's bed done last night. Alex's had been done the day before. And I laid all the Christmas presents out, like for the whole family. And so for things that I have to ship away, and I just wanted to get more organized. And because they'd just kind of all been in bags and boxes. And I was pretty impressed with myself. I hadn't made a list at that point of where I was at, and I did pretty well. So I'm pretty organized. I just have a little bit more, like a few little stocking stuffers. And then I think I'll probably start wrapping this week. So I'm doing well. But what about any of you? Is there anybody out there that hasn't started yet? Anyone that's not started or just barely started? I know that Christmas is going to be different for lots of families this year. So maybe some of you are making your gifts this year. I'm just going to get some 3D foam. So I'm going to raise this guy up. I am making lots of things. I still have a few things that I need to get made. But for the most part, I'm pretty done. So ladies, when you're raising this, I want you to make sure that you're putting your 3D foam at the top portion, because you're going to be tucking your little pendants underneath here. So see how I've got these kind of like tucked up underneath? So make sure you're raising this, but you're just putting your 3D foam at the top. And then once you get these guys underneath, if you wanted to tuck a few under see like how when I bent that just kind of like dipped, I might go ahead now and put a couple of extra 3D foams under there just to make sure it holds itself up. But at least when we're just starting, just go ahead and just run a 3D foam strip along the top, but not down too low, because you want to be able to stick your little strips of pattern paper under there. Carla, yeah, you know what? It sounds like you and I are pretty much in the same spot. It feels really good. I'm really glad that I did kind of take everything out and lay it all out so that I kind of know in my head where I'm at. But yeah, the shipping, and I don't ship. I ship FedEx for the family ones that have to go to Alberta. I usually do them a little bit closer because I have a few homemade things that are going in there, and I don't want them kind of sitting in transit or sitting under the tree for too long. So some of those things I don't add until after. Jennifer, no, I did not get his tree figured out. So here's the thing. I had someone send me I don't know if she's on here, Corey. She was amazing. And she sent me a TikTok that someone did of where you change out the fuse in those lights. Okay, so I was like, literally, what do they say? Today years old when I figured that out. I had no idea that you can slide in the little plug part. You can slide that spot up and change out fuses. I literally had no idea. So anyway, so she sent me that, which is an incredible help. But unfortunately, it didn't work on these lights. So I changed out fuses. I felt like such a handyman when I was doing it, but it didn't work. So that's actually on my list this afternoon. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go and buy some more lights. And I'm not happy about it because I'm not kidding you guys. These lights were new last year, brand new, like out of the box. And because he wanted colored lights, and we all have white lights on our trees, and so they were brand new. And so I don't know, I'm not an electrician, obviously. I have an amazing electrician, but if I ask him to come and look at my Christmas lights, he'll probably fire me. So anyway, I don't know what's wrong, but I was so frustrated. Could you guys totally tell, for those of you that follow my personal account on Instagram? I did a story about his lights and I was so mad. I honestly was just frustrated. I couldn't figure out how on God's green earth. So girls, you can see I'm just actually putting these side by side because I want to make sure that I get my guys lined up here. So I'm just going to do that. But yeah, no, I was super frustrated. I just don't get it. I literally was like, oh my God, the world 2020 is totally against me and does not want me to have Christmas lights this year, which is exactly how I felt. I was so frustrated. So anyway, no, and my thing, here's the thing for me, we all have our favorite things about Christmas. One of, top 3 for me is lights. I love lights. Love the lights at Christmas time. I have lights everywhere. They're on the mantle. They're on buffets. They're on all the trees. Like, I have lights everywhere. I love them. It's literally just always been one of my favorite parts of Christmas. And I cannot get lights to work all in one space anywhere in the house. Every time I go to put up more lights, something's not working. So I just think that this is the year for maybe not as many lights. I don't know. But anyway. Okay, so we're just about done on this spot, right? And then we're going to start with our little pendants here. So they're super easy to make. You need to make sure you've got 4 different patterns. Well, I mean, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want. But I have 4 different patterns for my pendants. And, or little flags or whatever the heck you want to call them. But your little strips. So you need 2 pieces of each pattern. That's what I did. So you'll need 8 spots. And I'm going to give you the measurements for those in a sec. I'm going to get this down. And then I'm going to show you what you need to cut for the next one. Okay, let's get this side by side. Oh, look, I did that right on. Okay. And you know what? If you don't care about it being totally straight and centered, that is totally up to you. I do. You guys know me. I like things nice and straight. Okay, so those are on. So the next thing you're going to want to cut is these pieces here. Okay, so I did them different on each page because I have different sized photos. So here I've just got two little 2x2s that I matted. So my spacing is a little different than over here. So these ones are all side by side. And then these ones, I overlapped this big yellow one and I raised it. Okay, so for sizes, I cut them all to 6 inches in length. And then when I went to tuck them under, a couple of them, I cut like 1/4 of an inch off or 1/2 inch off, just because I wanted all my bottoms different, right? You want them all at different heights. This is just the faux stitching that I put on afterwards. I did it for a couple reasons. 1, I like it. And 2, it's kind of a theme throughout a lot of my COVID pages. So I added the faux stitching after. So I cut 2.5 by 6. So again, they're all by 6. So I did 2 2.5s. So this one here, this creamy base one, this guy's 2.5, and this yellow one is 2.5. Okay. And then this house one here is by 2. And then this black or this navy patterned one here is by 1 3/4. Okay. So 2 of them are by 2.5. One of them is by 2, and one of them is by 1 3/4. Okay, and you'll see that on here. Okay, so then when I went to make them, I sanded the edges, I snipped out. I'm going to show you. I didn't do these I didn't pre-cut them, so I'm going to show you when I go to put them on. And then I just alternated where I wanted them. So the patterns, there's no rhyme or reason, but I kept my yellow in different spots and a little bit further away from each other. Same with the navy, my house, and then this one that I guess these are supposed to be germs. Okay, so 2 patterns are going to be 2.5. One pattern is 2, and one pattern is 1 3/4. Okay, and they're all by 6. Okay, so you can get cutting on those. I've got mine pre-cut, but I'm just going to get them kind of organized here. So I've got my Santas, and I've got my candy canes, and I've got this like icicle pattern, and then this super cute Santa one as well. And then I'm going to want to go ahead and do my little snips in the bottom. There are 1,000,001 ways that people will tell you to do these. I don't have a rhyme or reason. This is how I do it. I literally just go in and I eyeball it, and I take one scissor cut from each corner and pull it out. That's it. I don't feel like it's something that lots of people will like fold it in the middle, which that's easy. You can totally do that. So see how I've like folded it. I've got my points together and just do a little pinch, and then that shows your center. You can if you want, however you like to do it. Some people measure them. I don't. And also too, wherever you put your scissors is going to depend on whether you have like a tall spiky one or like just a small short one in the middle here. So I'm putting my scissors in here. Wherever the blade is pointing is going to depend what kind of a cut I'm going to get, right? So I'm just going to go up in here. Same thing. And there it is, done. So that's all I'm going to do with these. I'm just going to go in and make, and then this one's wider, so then this one might be better with a little bit of a shorter one, right? So let's maybe do this one a little bit of a lower cut there. And you might want to do this, depends on what kind of scissors you want to use. I love these scissors. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get any in stock yet, but hopefully in the new year. They're fantastic. They're super sharp. But I like the nice long blade for something like this. There, just like that. Okay, super easy. So however you like to make your cuts, make your cuts. I have got a hair hanging on my wrist that I cannot get rid of. Okay, just gonna keep going with these. If you wanted, you could layer them. Like you could have put one on top of another, but you know what? I didn't, and look at how damn near perfect that is. I bet you I couldn't do that again if I tried. But anyway, just catch your bits. Cut them up. And then I am going to sand off my edges because, you know, that's just my thing. And then I'm going to figure out which order I want to put them. How about baking? Has anybody started baking? I mean, I'm sure you should have. Everybody should have. If you bake. I bake. I love to bake. And I actually, I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm actually a pretty good baker. I have done a ton of it over the years, and I've got some favorites, and the kids have got favorites, and Scott's got favorites. But I have to be honest, I have not baked one thing yet this year. I have been so busy in here that I have not done any baking. But here's the good thing. The good thing is none of us actually really need a lot of it. And I usually bake obsessively and I send to school and all the things. And of course, right now I can't send anything to school. So I'm not baking a ton. I am going to bake, but I'm not baking a ton. And Scott, I know lots of you know that he's had health challenges over the last couple of years. And he actually, unfortunately, he can't really be eating a lot of baking at the moment, just as a result of a few of the surgeries that he had. So that's something that we've just found out. So he's got a few things going on and he can't have a ton. So I'm not doing a ton, but I am going to start, and that is actually going to happen this week. Because I am going to do a little bit of baking for some gifts and stuff as well, like some neighbor gifts. So I am going to start. But what's your favorites? What is your family's favorites? Tell me what is something that you have to make every year. It's like a tradition, or it's your family can't go without it, or what? What are tell me some of your favorites. So I'm going to sand the edges, girls. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. Whatever you want to do. But I like the little bit of sanding. So that's what I'm going to do. Shortbread, Tam. Yeah, I was just going to say shortbread for us is a must. It's actually probably going to be the first thing that I make. And I do with cherries, without cherries. My dad likes them without cherries. He likes just the little fork marks in them. I dip some in chocolate. I drizzle some chocolate. But shortbread is definitely a must at our house. Nanaimo bars. Yeah, I grew up on Nanaimo bar scale. And it's so funny. I don't like it's actually, as an adult now, there are some nuts that I like, but I never did as a child. And my mom, of course, there was always nuts in them, so I never ate them. But actually, that's not true. I would eat the chocolate and the yellow part when I was little. So anyway, I know lots of people make them with coconut too. Butter tarts, butter tarts have to happen in our house as well. My mom is so good. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera as I'm sanding. My mom is so good at butter tarts with homemade pastry. Peanut butter confetti squares. Oh, Andy, are those like the ones with the colored marshmallows in them? If so, yes, my kids love those. My mother-in-law got them onto those when they were little. If that's what you're talking about, those are awesome as well. Ginger, shortbread, ice sugar. Yes, ice sugar cookies, totally in our house, absolutely. Peppermint white chocolate shortbread, Chris. That sounds incredible. Whipped shortbread. Yes, whipped shortbread. Oh, we all love shortbread. Oh, good morning, Carolyn. Hi, nice to see you. Hi, Lisa. Nuts and bolts. You've been making it for 25 years? That's amazing, Susan. No, I know. Nuts and coconut for me in baking, kind of not my thing. I don't know why. I don't know if it's even, maybe it's a texture thing. I don't really know what it is, but oh, thank you so much for sharing all of these. That's exciting. Oh, it's getting me exciting to start the baking this week. Getting me excited. Twist cookies. Grandma cookies. Oh, Anna, that's really cool that you have taken that on. Are they twisted? Are they the ones that are that have the red, they're creamy colored and red twist? Is that what they are? Your gingerbread were like sumo wrestlers. That's funny. Lindsay, that surprises me. I thought you and your mom would be real big bakers. Nuts and bolts. You know what, you guys? I've never made nuts and bolts, but I bet that would be a huge hit in our house. Send me a recipe, somebody. Maybe I'll make some of those. Yeah, totally the texture of coconut for sure, Chris. Absolutely. Yeah, I think it is. I just don't like the feel of it in my mouth. Okay, girlies. So here, now we're going to go ahead and start putting these on. So here's my right page. I started with a wider one out to the side. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. And I think I'm going to make it this, look at that vintagey Santa. This is out of the Vintage North Pole. Of course, remember I'm making, actually, I think I'm going to use glue on this. I'm making these for my photos for this year. So I'm going to put that big guy out on the right-hand side. Jello layered squares, Nadine. What are those? I've never had those before. Did you put alcohol in that Jello? I guess not for the kids. Figure 8 and dusted with cinnamon sugar. That sounds so good, Anna. Heather, you can't bake to save your life. I would have thought you were a baker as well. Peanut butter balls with no rice. Oh, those sound good. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, you guys need to start sending me your favorite recipes because I'm excited now. I'm going to get started. You know what? On this one, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 big ones. No, I'm not. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to make this guy a little bit shorter. So see what I meant about how like your 3D foam so that you can shove up under. So see, I've made that like a different height. So I'm going to go ahead and put that guy up underneath there. Oh my God, Lindsay. Yes, right? Everyone's hands in the bowls. Oh, you know what? Just use cups. You know how when you make the, I love this. And actually, you know where I learned this is, oh, I like that pattern. Maybe I like that better. I like that better. I'm going to put this, just hang on 2 seconds. Total change of heart there. I'm going to flip this over. So you know where, have you ever made the veggie cups like for an event where they're in a cup and it's got like a little bit of ranch dressing in the bottom and the sticks are like celery sticks and cucumber sticks and carrot sticks? I had never done that before. I'd never seen it. And then one of my girlfriends, I went to her baby shower down in Milwaukee, and that's what they do down there. They do them all in like individual cups with the dressing in the bottom or the dip in the bottom, and then they stick them in it. And I just think that they were like way ahead of their time. And has anybody done that like way ahead of their COVID time? Because I think that's how you have to do it now. So yeah, I think cups for sure. Oh, thanks, Mom. My sugar cookies are actually, they're a bit of a hit. I do like my sugar cookies. I'll have to make some this year. Oh, Tam, yes, let's do that. Why don't, you know what? I'll do that. I'll do a post up and I'll post it in the Facebook group. And then you guys can, would that work? And then everybody can just kind of like add their favorite recipes. That would be so fun. Tell me if you think that would work. I think that would be okay. I'm just looking for my little trimmer for 2 seconds because I am going to cut. I'm going to cut this one. So see how this one is a little bit long? I want it to sit kind of like up here, and then this one is going to sit down low again. So see, I want it to sit like that, but I have too much up here, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off the top. But starting with 6 was important because then it allowed you to make that change, right? Strawberry shortcake in cups. That sounds amazing too. Yeah, you know, I don't know why I never thought of that. I just, and why also that I thought it was so cool. But I just had never seen it done here before in all the different events and parties over the years. It's just not something I had ever seen done, and I just thought it was really cool. Awesome idea. Okay, well, yeah, if you guys, I'll make a post then, maybe later today, and I'll put it in the Facebook group. And then you guys can post your recipes in there. I think that'd be super fun. And I'll post a couple of mine. And then we can all share recipes. What a good idea, Tam. Okay, look, there. That's where I'm at with that. So see? And then it gives me that spot for my 2 2x2s. Okay? So that's where those guys are going to go. I'm just going to put these. So these are my mats. These are my 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. I'm not going to stick those on yet though, because I want to make sure that I'm in line with my 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Yeah, Carolyn, I do. They're on the website. They're under extras. If you click on extras, you'll see gift certificates, and there's, I think, like 6 denomination choices. And if a denomination is not there that you're wanting, just message me and I'll add it for you. That's a great idea, Tam. Yeah, no, absolutely. And then we can put that in there and we can ask and we'll get that thread going. I'll get that started today in the Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group, don't be silly. Go sign up for the Facebook group. I will accept you and get you in there and then we'll get that started. That'll be really fun. Okay, so then here, this is where we want to kind of flip our order, right? So we had our one order on our right side. Now we want to flip our order on the left side. Okay. Making your list and checking it twice. That's awesome, Carolyn. Yes, absolutely, Anna. That would be so fun. No, so fun. I think that's great. Such a good idea because there's some really cool recipes that you guys are posting that I, things that you bake that I don't bake yet and haven't, but it'd be really fun to try. Actually, and peanut butter is a really big favorite in our house. Anything kind of peanut butter. So that'd be really fun. Okay, so I'm going to start. I know I want this one in this spot. So then I'm just going to start filling in. I don't really want, well, that'll be okay. Okay, I'm going to do it like this. But this guy is going to get raised and he's going to slightly overlap because this is where my 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 photo is going to go. Okay, so you can see it on here. So I've got my photo matted. So it's a 3.5 by 4.5 photo and I matted it and raised it. And then I'm putting a 2 by 3 flat and another 2 by 2 raised and matted as well. Okay, so I'm just going to raise this guy up a little bit and he overlaps slightly. So these ones, I'm going to go ahead and get on there. I'm actually going to put these flat and I'm going to raise the photo when I go to put the photo on. This is what I'm going to start with because this is going to tell, it's going to be my starting point for all of my other pieces. And then it'll allow me to put these 2 mats on. And these mats, I wanted my bottom with my bottom and my top with my top, but I want them centered in the space that I have here. So that's something that I'm going to make sure that I do. So I'm just going to line up my pages. I'm going to get them centered here and get them lined up where I want them. And then I'll flip those over. I'll get that guy on there. And then that way I can raise my photos up off my mat, which will look cool. And there. Okay, so then now I can go ahead and I can get these guys. So I'm going to start with my outer one on my outer left edge. Did I cut the pattern paper strips in half? Which pattern paper strips, Terry? I didn't cut anything in half. If you're talking about the supply sizes, I always say that those are minimums, and then I give you, so if you're wanting to use strips or bits, then that just tells you the minimum size that you're going to need. So it has nothing to do with the size that I'm going to give you during class. It's a minimum size to grab, because some ladies will start with a 12 by 12 pattern to cut these, and others will start with strips. So if you're looking for the sizes of these, it wasn't about cutting them in half, it was just about a different size. So this one's a 3.5 by 4, this diagonal green stripe, and then this green one right here, this polka dotty one, this guy is 1 by 12, and then this guy here I started at 1.25 by 12, but then I border punched the bottom. So your width is going to depend on 1, if you use a border punch, and 2, what width that border punch is. So I hope that answers your question. Susan. Oh, your son-in-law's family has, yeah, that's interesting too, right? Like as your kids get older and build their families, you new traditions, which I think is super exciting. Oh, that sounds like a yummy dessert, Susan. Yeah, I started with 6 inches, but remember I cut this one a little bit shorter. So everything is starting with 6, but then I cut this one a little bit shorter. I took like half of an inch off of this one just because I wanted my heights a little bit different. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and start adding these ones on. No, none of these were cut in half. These are all just different widths. So we started with a 6-inch length, and then I have 2 that are 2.5 by 6. I've got one that's 2 by 6, and then this one is 1 3/4 by 6. Okay, so I didn't cut anything in half. So then this guy, what I want to do here is now, so I've done my outside left piece. Now I'm going to do my inside right piece because I want to make sure I have the same width. I'll move this. I have the same width on this side as I do on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this one. And then that's going to tell me where I'm going to put my other ones. Yeah, you're welcome, Terry. So that is where I want that one because now I've got my width, and then that lets me do what I want here. So that one, and then I'm going to overlap with this one. So I'm going to make this guy a little bit shorter. I'm going to put him up underneath and push him up as far as I can go under there. And then this one, I'm going to raise this one. Okay, so on this page, you can see with Alex, I raised the actual pennant, but then I did the photo flat. And that's what I'm going to do on this one as well. Saran ball game with their families. Oh, you know what? I didn't do that, but you know what I did last year? And unfortunately, we're not doing it this year because can't have our friends in our house, but some of our best friends come over. We always did Christmas Eve at our house and then Christmas dinner at their house, and all our families would get together, and like my parents would come, and actually I need to make that shorter. My parents would come, and then their parents, both sides of their parents were there, and it was always just so fun, but obviously we can't do that this year. So what we had done, which was really fun, was I wrapped the kids' present. What I did was I had gift cards in there for all 4 kids. But within that, there was like all kinds of snacks and treats and goodies and whatever. So you guys raised, but I'm overlapping a little bit here. Okay, so that's all I'm doing with that one. Okay, I'm gonna lift that up. So there's that, and then that one. So both sides are a little bit different. Okay, a little bit different. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start adding the other photo mats for here. Okay. So I wrapped every layer with something different. So it was like a chocolate bar, or a bag of candies, or whatever it was, so that every kid, and then and we played it like hot potato. So we did it where I would play Christmas music, and then I'd stop, and whoever had it unwrapped a layer. So it was kind of like reminiscent of childhood games that you would play at birthday parties, and the kids freaking loved it. They thought it was so fun. There was so much laughter. It was a lot of fun. So I'm really gonna miss that this year. That's one thing that we did that was a really good time, but unfortunately we're not doing our Christmas dinners together, which I'm super sad about because we've actually done that for probably like the last, I don't know, maybe 6 years. It was just something that I thought was really fun, and we started it kind of because Scott wasn't always home at Christmas, and my parents alternate each year. They go to my brother's in Alberta, and 1 year, and then they stay with us 1 year. And so we kind of just started it because so that the kids and I could be with friends, and I'm gonna miss that this year, but I am very excited, obviously, that I at least have my family home, which is going to be nice. So, okay, so that is what I did on this one. Oh, I didn't put this one down. I'm going to put this one down. So this is my 2x3 photo. So 2 1/4 by 3 1/4 is my mat. And I put that on that 2.5 inch pattern paper. Yeah, it was super fun, Carolyn. Yeah, and it's easy. Like, I mean, gosh, I used a ton of wrapping paper. Not super eco-friendly, but it's okay. At least we can recycle it. But it was super fun. The kids really, really enjoyed it. So put that guy up in that corner. So that's cute like that. And then I've got just different cards from our basics. And I think I'm going to just put one in here. I might trim it a little smaller and actually tuck it up because I kind of think it might look cute like that. And then this side, I'll push this one off. And then this side, I can go ahead, I want that one up there. And then this is my little 2x3 that I'm going to put on this pennant. So I'm going to do this guy flat because I'd already raised the pattern paper. So I'm going to put that. And I'm making my photos like kind of line up at the top. Again, you can do whatever you want, but that makes me happy. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to raise this guy. That's going to go right next to him. I have to vacuum in here. I know I said that to you guys, I think maybe last week or a couple weeks ago. I miss the garbage can a lot with these little, my little 3D foam bags. So I need to vacuum in here. Something fierce. Okay, so I'm going to do that one. And he's going to kind of overlap both these two patterns here. So that one's like that. And I do like their journal cards like that. You can see where I had them on this layout. Same thing. These are both basics. This one I trimmed down off of the printable. This one's up in the top and this one's down here. And I liked where those went. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add those here. And then the embellishing and the titling, I'm going to leave until I'm ready to put my Christmas photos on this. But girls, like, I think I've got maybe like 6 or 7 layouts ready for my Christmas photos this year, which I'm really excited about. And I will be honest with you, it's the first time I've done it like that. But I just felt like we're making so many beautiful layouts each week that I really thought, well, I'm going to take advantage of that. And I mean, gosh, it's not like I don't have a million photos I could be scrapbooking, but I thought, well, this is kind of fun. And then I can just get my photos and then I'll have those in the books right away for the kids to look at, rather than, you know, however many years down the road when I get to that Christmas, right? Because you're never going to catch up. Like, that's the thing about this hobby. Like, it's supposed to go on for forever. It's supposed to be something that you love to do and you just keep going and building and learning and growing and changing and trying new things. And it's supposed to be like that. So I never feel concerned about being quote unquote caught up. Oh, absolutely, Carolyn. I totally agree with you. Okay, so that's it. That's that one. That's that one. This is this one. Doubles. Done. Just like that. Okay. Here we are. How about that? A double, what time is it? Oh, it's just before 11. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I don't like to take too much of your time. I always kind of plan for like an hour. But that was good. It's all good. So hopefully you guys get the chance to finish that up if that's what you're doing, or if you're like me and you're making something for Christmas. But yeah, that's kind of just the thing. It's never supposed to end. I don't feel like this has an end for me. I mean, I love it. Obviously, I've been doing it for conventionally for about 20 years. But in some way, I think a little bit my whole life, I've always kind of had scrapbooks going, right? Like places that you write things and put pictures, and can remember being a kid and cutting things out. Even when you would like cut things out, kind of like pre-mood board stage, where you'd like cut things out of magazines and stick them onto construction paper. And so I think I've kind of always been scrapbooking my whole life. But yeah, it's never supposed to end. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, thanks, Carla. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, thanks, Janine. Thanks, Mom. Right, Amy? Whoever says they don't have any photos left to scrapbook, that's just, I don't know. I never see an end to this for me, and in the very best way. I love it. I'm constantly taking more photos, and people say, oh, I take too many photos. No, I'm not taking too many photos. And, you know, the whole thing of make sure you're in the moment. I'm in the moment, but I'm constantly taking pictures, because you know what? And especially now, I mean, gosh, I can delete all the ones that didn't turn out, but I love it. I love everything about it. All of the things. I love the art of it. I love the creative process. I love the, it's like therapy for me. It's like one of my favorite things to do. I love the storytelling. I love what I'm creating for my family, all of it. So I never see an end. So don't ever feel like, because I know so many people are like, oh my God, I'm so behind. There is no behind. You're not behind. There's no behind. It just, you are getting your stories into your albums, and however that looks for you it's exactly right. And it's exactly where it's supposed to be. So don't ever feel like that. Ever, ever, ever. You're supposed to have fun doing this. Absolutely, Susan. No, I totally agree with you. And you don't need to scrapbook all of the photos. That's right. Well, and I know I've talked about this before too, but my albums, you know what, I should do some videos actually and post up some videos and just kind of do a flip through of some of my albums, because my albums are such a cool mix of 12 by 12. There's some 8.5 by 11 pages in there. There's some pocket pages in there. There's some 6 by 12. So whatever I'm feeling at the time or whatever I have photos for, that's what goes in them. So just don't keep yourself in a box. Don't put yourself in this, well, I've always done it this way, or I have to be chronological or whatever. And you know what? If chronological is the way you scrapbook and that is your process, yay you. Like just keep doing however it is best for you. But also don't be afraid to mix things up a little bit too. So for those of you that are feeling like, oh my God, I have to catch up on this or whatever, just stop that. Stop all of that. Just to enjoy it. Does anybody notice how I talk with my hands all the time? Oh my God, I've watched some of these videos back and I'm like, oh dear Lord, like you need to put your hands down. Sorry guys. No, there's no deadline. When you have to change the tape in your runner, that is an accomplishment. Absolutely, Tam. Love that. You're welcome, Jennifer. Good. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed it. So like I said, right away, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to make these printables live on the website. So they're free for you until tomorrow. If you want to print those out, put them in a frame or reduce the size and make some last minute cards, like super quick last minute cards. So I hope that you'll download those and print them and put them up in frames around your house. You can even give them as gifts. Buy a beautiful frame. And you know, it's funny too, like when I opened this frame, I had like 5 other like printables and there was even a photo in there. So I clearly I changed them out lots. So yeah, download those. I'm talking like 15 minutes. What time is it? 11? They'll be up by like 11:15. So download those for free until tomorrow night. And Wednesday night, I will see you Wednesday night at 7. And then Sunday, another double. So we'll put that sketch up on Friday. And I will see you for the last live of 2020. But remember, turn on your notifications so that you know when I go live, because even though that's my last live layout class of 2020, I definitely will go live kind of throughout the holidays as well. Okay, so hope you had a great day today with me. And thank you for joining me and taking this time out of your Sunday. And I will look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Okay, and then again next Sunday. Have a great Sunday, you guys. Bye.